Oh, there you are. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to do a reading for you entitled Love Messages from Spirit. What are your love messages from Spirit? Would you like to know? Let's choose a deck. Let's go with, which one should we choose today? Let's try that one there. A bit newer than some of the old ones there. This is a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or in 5 years' time. You'll find it when your spirit guides intend you to find it. So it's a timeless reading. It's a pick a card reading, as most of you know. And there will be 4 decks. These cards have been shuffled already. They all have. Just give them a little bit more. There'll be 4 decks of cards, followed by some oracle cards for you. And we're going to take a look at what spirit guides want you to know about your love life, or love messages for you. 2, try and count at the same time. And if you want a full-length reading with me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not free on there, one of the team that work for me will help you, and they're very good because I pick them and I only pick the best. So here we go. A tickle. Right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are slippy because they're new-ish. These are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one do you fancy? Use your intuition, use your psychic ability, have a rest and break and meditate. Ask your friends if you like. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And I'll put the timestamps below so you can go straight to the one you choose. You don't have to watch all the others. So, if you chose number 1, we'll start with that one first, of course. Spirit messages for you. Love messages from Spirit. Are you sure you want to know? Number 1. I'll call you number 1. I hope you don't mind me being formal. Right. It appears, number 1, that you are, at the moment, heading for a psychic interlude of your own. In fact, some of you are already in it. Of course, this reading won't resonate with all of you, so take in what does and ignore what doesn't. Or choose a different deck, or have one of my other readings. There's dozens on my channel. But it appears, number 1, that you're heading into a psychic period, so that tells me that a lot of you are quite spiritual as well. And that may be why you're watching this video now, or obviously your spirit guides want you to find this. If you found this video now, number 1, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. So stay with me till the end, because I always keep the best bits to the end of your card reading. And there's some good stuff here. But at the moment, I think you have, number 1, you're concentrating on something you always wanted. There's a dream inside you. You have this dream. Could it be a new house? Could it be a new lover? Could it be a move to another country or a new job? You've got a dream. And at the moment, or in the coming weeks, it's going to figure very highly in your mind. This dream you've had, maybe from childhood. The spirit world are telling me that you are approaching the time when you need to try to make that dream become reality. So whatever the dream is, I think the spirit world will help you achieve it if you start soon, because life is all about timing, as I always say. But if you have a dream, number 1, don't lose it, don't leave it behind, keep going for it. And as they say on lots of talent shows and things like that, if you want something bad enough, you will achieve it. So number 1, your dream could come true. Any psychic activity around you, number 1, should be taken notice of, because you're receiving messages from Spirit right now. In fact, as I said, they probably got you to watch this video right now. There are indications of friends around you that are solid, which is not always the case. Particularly one of your friends is someone you can really trust, really believe in, and really tell all your troubles to. A shoulder to lean on if you need it. This is not a lovey-dovey reading, number 1, but that doesn't mean there's no love coming. We'll see when we do the oracle cards. But you've got a friend here, and you've got some good friends as well. And often these readings indicate backstabbing and jealousy. You've had it in the past, number 1, but at the moment I see you surrounded by good people, especially in the coming weeks and months, and maybe not today. You're also in touch with a man who is quite solid as well. I may be picking up you, number one. You could be a man or a lady, of course, but solid, dependable, skillful. And I believe if it's you, you're the kind of person that people like to go to, well, another shoulder to cry on. You're good at counselling people. You're good at listening, number one. You're good at consoling people when they need you. Unfortunately, as with so many, you're not very good at doing it for yourself. You don't give time enough for you, number one, and it's time that you did. There is temptation coming, which means, number one, that you will be tempted soon to do something out of character. It comes as almost like a test. These come in lots of readings as if the spirit world are testing you to see how you react, or the powers above, whatever you perceive them to be, are testing you. They're tempting you with something. It's often sex and things like that, or to do something out of character, or something you wouldn't normally do. Obviously, you're not going to rob the bank. So it normally involves the opposite sex and love things. And it may be, number one, that you're tempted to say things that you may regret as well. So the answer is don't. If in doubt, do nout, as we say in England, especially Yorkshire. This is, by the way, coming to you from beautiful North Devon on the south coast, near the south coast of England. And a welcome to you if you haven't been with me before. Nice to meet you. Please subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I upload new videos, every 2 days usually. So number one, I see a lot of psychic activity. I feel that you're being guided at this very moment, and you will be for the foreseeable future, for about 2 or 3 weeks at least. So it's a great time for you to follow your dreams. If you're giving people advice, as I said, you're good at that, don't let them wear you down too much, because you can end up, like if someone comes to you with a headache, you can end up with their headache. So don't end up neglecting yourself in your pursuit to help everybody else, which is what you're good at. I think some of you do that for a living as well. I'm picking up a lady who is a single parent. That may be you, number one, or it's somebody very close. This lady has skills. She's a willful lady, a woman who knows what she wants and knows how to get what she wants. She's figuring in this reading, it could be you, number one, or it could be a friend of yours that you can trust. As I said, your friends are good at the moment. And there are some good things. There are, as I said, I'll keep the good stuff till near the end. First of all, there's a pregnancy, number one. Are you pregnant? Are you trying to become pregnant? There's high levels of fertility, which tells me that some of you may be pregnant, some of you may be trying at the moment to become pregnant, or maybe in the coming months. But to complicate matters, there's also a new job prospect here as well. So the spirit world are saying to you that you may have become pregnant, but you may also have a job offer. And the two things, they go okay for a while. Of course, you may have to stop when you get nearer to the time of the baby. But if the pregnancy isn't you, number one, it will be somebody close. Do you know who it is, I wonder? Somebody close to you will be pregnant in the coming weeks and months in the near future. They may already be pregnant. Now, of course, pregnancies in these psychic readings mean that you're highly fertile. And fertility means more than just pregnancy. It means new beginnings, new jobs. Sometimes, number one, it can mean a new romance. That's not a definite, but it's a certain possibility. A new romance is possible, a new job is possible, but it also means that everything you touch will grow. So, if you're trying new hobbies, it's time for them to grow. If you're following your dream that I mentioned at the beginning, it will grow. So follow it now. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. At the same time, don't be tempted to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Don't be tempted to say things you wouldn't normally say, because you may live to regret it. So, I think you're doing okay, number one. It's not a dramatic reading. There's nothing scary. There are no warnings of losses or anything like that. I think your friends are sound. Very down-to-earth reading, very earthly reading. It's more about your earthly life than it is your emotional or your love life. you're going through a spiritual period, if not now, then in the coming weeks, number one. So watch out. As I always say to the people in these readings, follow your dreams, follow your intuition. If things pop up into your head that seem strange or coincidental, they're not always coincidences. They can be premonitions. And if you're not into this thing, you may be soon. You may be into this kind of spiritualism and mediumship and that sort of thing. You may get more interested in it. You can always watch my videos, of course. Excuse me. So listen for the news of a baby. Watch out for offers and new work. If you're looking for new work, it's good timing. You do have some skills that other people don't have. And I don't think you always appreciate just how good you are, number one. So I think you've got pregnancy coming through, a possible baby, the birth of a new romance, the birth of a new job. New things are coming. But don't be tempted to do something you'll regret. And now we will take a look at some of these oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you. Because I don't know what they are. They've been shuffled and there they sit. And these are the sort you read. They're given to me by a lady, sent in to me by one of my clients. It's an earth card, and it says on here for you, heal the critic in your mind and your body will grow stronger every day. This means that you're criticizing yourself sometimes. I did mention a few minutes ago that you may not be aware of how good you are. So if you're running yourself down sometimes, number one, you mustn't do that. You need to have self-love. Again, a common saying, if you don't love yourself, how can anybody else love you? So you need to love yourself. Do not criticize yourself in a negative way. If you can heal the critic in your mind, that means stop it permanently, your body will grow stronger every day. That doesn't just mean your physical thing, it means your strength in everything you do will grow stronger. So if you're criticizing yourself, stop doing it. And I think you're looking at some really good positive stuff here, number one. I really believe that. There's no disasters in this reading. Let's take a look at another earth card here. See your circumstances as a blessing because they offer you a chance to grow. As I said, growth, new beginnings, new birth. Beautiful photograph there of a tree in a field. Growing. Should show you that one, shouldn't I? That's like a sunset. Or is it a sunrise? One or the both, or one or the other. Yes, see your circumstances as a blessing because they offer you a chance to grow. A chance to grow is linked to fertility. You can grow your mind, you can grow your psychic stuff, you can grow your hobbies, you can grow your love life. This reading is called Love Messages from Spirit. It's not full of them. I'm not going to say it is when it isn't. I'm not going to make up stories. But it doesn't mean they're not coming. A new romance is in the air for you if you want it. Of course, it can be that you're repairing a romance that you already have that may have been a bit iffy recently. So you may be repairing your romance or your relationship with somebody. Let's take a look at another one. We've got 4 of these. An air card. This one. Oh, lovely. Little flowers. Are they crocuses? Maybe you know. If you can see that. This one says, a neighbour holds the key to your next project. Keep in touch. Now that's not necessarily linked to what we've said, but it is linked to the person or person I said that are very reliable. As I said, you are not surrounded by bitchiness and backstabbing as some readings foretell. You're surrounded by good people, especially one of them. And this is backing that up again. A neighbour holds the key to your next project. Your next project is linked to the fertility that I keep mentioning. Everything is starting to grow. Number one. And because this is a reading about love, it will mean that your love is starting to grow as well. Make no mistake about it. When fertility is in a reading, it means growth and real growth. So get ready for it. It can mean babies. It can mean conceiving for a baby and having a baby, or becoming pregnant, or already being pregnant. So you may already be pregnant, ladies out there. One more card, another earth card. What's this one say? It's like the Rocky Mountains. Can you see that there? I think so. Rockies in Canada or America maybe. Your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy instead of right. Now that's a criticism, isn't it? Your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy instead of right. Well, you can't be right all the time. Unless you're a top psychic like me. You can't be right all the time. Try to be happy and stop trying to be right all the time, because you won't please all the people all the time, and your struggles will end when you stop trying to be. You're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But the reading indicated, watch out for temptation. So if you fall for temptation, number one, that may be where you're not being right. You may be wrong. So don't do anything you'll regret. I think here, number one, your love life is about to take off. It may take off in a new direction, but I'm sure some of you know what that means. I'm sure you know. I can see it in your eyes, number one. You know what that means. So, fantastic reading. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing scary. And it's timeless, so it doesn't matter when you find it. And please make some comments below down in the comments box if you want to ask questions, because when you have a reading face to face, you ask questions. Because you can't do that here, you can ask them below and I'll answer all of them. And if not, you can email me on my website if you want to keep it private, and that's davidcharlespsychic.com. If you want a full-length reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, you can go to my website, and if I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're the best because I pick the best. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Please click the like button for me. And what else is there? Tell your friends. Share me with your friends. Thank you so much for watching that. Exciting stuff. Number one, I hope you'll join me again soon. And I'll repeat, I do videos normally every 2 days. Thank you so much. We'll get ready for number 2. Thank you. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. And this is Love Messages from Spirit. What does the Spirit World want you to know about your love life, number 2? My name is David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's find out what the Spirit World want you to know about your love life. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, or consider doing so. Click the bell icon if you want to receive notices when I release new videos, which is usually every 2 days. Now then, number 2. I'll keep the best stuff till last, so stay with me till the end. I'll tell you the bad stuff first. High levels of stress, which we get in most readings, I've read a lot of readings, but your stress levels, number 2, are going up, which I find a bit worrying because it's linked. Well, not worrying because you control it, but it's linked to your love life. So something about your love life, number 2, may be raising your levels of stress, but fear not, it does get better. I think, number 2, you're in a state of limbo, some of you. Of course, this won't resonate with all of you. Take in what does and ignore the rest, or have a different pack of cards, or go to my channel and pick a different reading. There are dozens of them. I think you're feeling in a state of limbo, some of you, number 2, in your love life. You may feel that you possibly got used to each other, maybe, or you turned into like brother and sister, or sisters and brothers. And things don't appear to be moving very quickly, but I assure you they will soon. Things are going to move, and I think things are developing beneath the surface. That's the word I'm looking for. Where you're not seeing, things are growing. So your love life is not bad at all. I think you're dealing with people that may be interfering, but I don't think they're people you know. This could be legal stuff, challenges, documents you have to sign that could be messing up or playing up with your love life. It's a strange message I'm getting here, but something to do with officialdom. Number 2, maybe paperwork is interfering with your love life. Of course, sometimes this means divorces and court orders and that sort of thing about seeing each other and solicitors. But it may not be anything like that. But there's something to do with officialdom that may be, for some of you, not all of you, interfering with your love life. And I am looking ahead, so if this is not happening yet, Be aware that it could soon. You can deal with it. There's no warnings about anything disastrous. At the moment, number 2, I believe that your love life is causing you to worry. Something about your romance or your connection with someone is giving you reason to worry. I don't see a reason, but it's making you think there's one. So if you're worrying unnecessarily, it will affect your whole life, the way you eat, your dieting, your habits. If you're drinking maybe too much, sometimes smoking, you certainly won't be sleeping as well as you should. And if you are sleeping well, you're not probably getting the benefit that you feel you should, and so you wake up in the morning and you still feel tired. At the moment, I think that things will improve. As I said at the end, I'll tell you the good stuff at the end. At the moment, you've got to stop believing that nothing is happening. I think you've got used to each other. You may have got a bit stale, some of you. If it's a new love affair, then I think you're believing that things are not going quick enough. But I don't agree with that. I think you should let things take their time. I think if you're in a new romance, number 2, you need to allow the seeds of love to grow. And they will, and they are. So try not to get too impatient. Certainly don't worry about it, because if you're worrying, it's not helping anybody. Watch out for officialdom that may be causing problems. I'm sure some of you know what that means, number 2. I can feel it, that you know what that means. However, let me tell you some of the good stuff. There's a person around you who is very successful, very wise, if it's a woman, she's very feminine. If it's a man, he's very manly. Okay, so if it's a feminine lady, she will wear feminine clothes. She will be into fashion. In fact, she may set the fashion trends. So she's got her own ideas of fashion, but she's fashionable in her way. She's feminine, okay? So she dresses like the old school, like the old movie stars perhaps. You may know this lady. In fact, number 2, I could be picking up you in some cases. This lady is wise, successful, self-sufficient, and if she was on her own, she may not be on her own, but if she was, she would manage quite well. So do you know who she is? Am I picking up you, number 2? If not, if you're a man watching this, this will be a man. So one of your friends is smart, up to date with styles and fashion. He is very manly, very macho is not the right word, but a manly person. He's not a weak character, and he's very important. The lady or gentleman I'm picking up here is very important to you. They may be advisors. It could be your sister or brother. For some of you, it could be your mum or dad. For some of you, it could be your kids if you're knocking on a bit more, like me, getting a bit older. But this person is very important. May not be yet, but they're coming your way soon if you don't know who they are. The main thing about this reading, number 2, is that the world of spirit are about to grant you a wish. They're going to give you something that is valuable to you. Now, this was similar in number 1's reading, but it's not quite the same. You're about to be given something that you will cherish. I don't think it's a new car or a jackpot win on the lottery. When these wishes come through, if I call it a wish, it's as though the spirit world know something you've been longing for, yearning for many, many years. And it's usually love. So if your love isn't strong, as I said at the very beginning, if it feels a bit stale, that is about to change. Make no mistake about it. Your love life is entering a much stronger period. It can mean a brand new lover. If that's what you're looking for, that's what it will be. If you're with someone already and the connection is a bit stale, it's going to be refreshed and revitalized by the powers of the universe. Trust me, this will happen for most of you. However, there's a lot more to it than that. The reading shows me that you're getting fulfillment from other areas as well. So it can mean that if you've got a hobby that you like, that is becoming much more satisfying for you. You're getting much more rewards from it, in yourself, in your own mind. You don't need to tell anybody else, you'll know. And I think number 2, you know most of you, what I'm talking about. The spirit world know, and they're telling me to tell you. Your spirit guides are very active, and that's why they've got you to watch this reading. And so I said watch it to the end, because there's some good stuff. But I believe you're going to get exactly what you want, number 2, and you're going to get it soon. Could be tomorrow, could be today, but it's coming soon. You can mark my words. Comment below if it doesn't happen, or give me a ring, or email me on my website. My website is davidcharlespsychic.com. If you want a reading on the telephone from anywhere in the world with me, a full-length reading, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. If not, one of the team that work for me will help you. They're very good, because I only employ the very best. They're the elite. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Now, number 2, we're going to look at some oracle cards. These are there, shuffled. I don't know what's coming up, as I didn't know what's coming up in these. I might need my bike for this, my little bike, my glasses. The first one's a fire card. I always think of this, as you saw the film Race with the Devil, there it is. There was a tree in that film like that. Peter Fonda, I think it was. This card always reminds me of that. This card indicates courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. I mentioned hobbies, didn't I? That's backing up what I've just told you. Courage. Have the courage to do your thing. Don't believe that everything's gone stale and that nothing is happening, because it is. Have courage. Be strong. Creativity as well. You need your creativity. You can use your creativity in your love life, because you can create an ambient atmosphere. Is that the right word? A nice atmosphere. You can create warmth. You can create cuddles and hugs and kisses. So if you're feeling that your love life is in a drag, it's about to change. So be ready. Be ready. If it's a new love life, give it a bit of time, because things are changing. But courage and creativity. Be creative. Do things differently. Change something. Think of the way your love life is going and change something. Make it more creative. I know that you know what I mean, number 2. Let's take another one. This is an earth card. Whew, taken in the trees. Time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. So if you can, with your hobby maybe, spend time in nature. If you're near the woods, this is, I think, a cameraman looking up at the sky in the middle of the trees. If you're near the forest, go in the forest. Spend time with nature. If you're near the sea, like I am, excuse me, visit the beach, baby, maybe. Spend time in nature. That's what this card is saying to you. Nature will help you find the answer to your problems. I think you should go alone or with the dog. Preferably with the dog. I think it might be safer. But get out in nature, if you've got a dog. Get out in nature, or go with a girlfriend or boyfriend. I don't think it means that you should go with your lover. You need to be able to clear your mind and be creative, as I mentioned. Time with nature will heal you, and it will help you feel better. It always does anyway. You don't need a psychic to tell you that. But the time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem if you feel that you've got one. I don't think you have. I think any problem you have, number 2, is coming to an end as you approach this feeling where the spirit world are giving you something that you want, something that you love, something that you've always wanted is coming your way. Let's try another one. There's 4 of these for you. An air card. That's nice. It's safe for you to stop comparing yourself to other people. Do you compare yourself to other people? Do you compare yourself unfavorably to other people? That's got to stop. This is telling me, number 2, that your confidence in yourself is a bit down in the dumps at the moment. You need to be more confident. Don't compare yourself to others. Some people like you to do that. They want to make you a bit jealous. That's not going to help you at all. You need to look in the mirror and see the beauty that's there in you, in your own eyes, in your own soul. Whether you're a man or a woman, it makes no difference. You need to believe in you, number 2. Don't compare yourself to other people. That's what this reading is saying to me to say to you. Do not compare yourself to other people, because it'll always be unfavourable. You'll always think someone's better than you, and they're not. Everyone's got their problems. They just don't all show them. and you need to compare yourself with nobody. This looks like a man or a woman, a lady, excuse me, in a little boat there on a lake somewhere in the mist. I hope they get back safely. It looks a bit closing in to me, like The Fog. Another good film. Was it The Fog or The Mist? So, it's safe to stop comparing yourself to others. One more air card. It's an air card. Someone from your past has the solution you need. Think about who it could be. Do you know who it could be, number 2? Somebody from your past has a solution you need. I think the solution has been given to you with this reading. But if someone from your past is around, it may be a memory that you got you want to ask them about. Do you remember so-and-so? And they may have the answer that you may have forgotten. Something like that. Somebody from your past has the answer. They have the solution. I believe, number 2, this is a fantastic reading. I'm so glad you stayed with me to the end, because something you always wanted is coming soon. And it's coming pretty much a certainty for lots of you. Maybe not all of you, but you can be very optimistic. You can smile. That's better. You can smile. You can look forward to the future, especially your love life. This reading is called The Messages from Spirit About Your Love Life. Love Messages from Spirit. And they look good. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Go to davidcharlespsychic.com if you want to email me, or if you want to book a reading with me on the telephone, and click the bell icon to be notified, and please give me the thumbs up, the like button at the bottom, and tell your friends about me. So lovely talking to you, number 2, and I'm so pleased it's good for you. So now we're going to get ready to move on to number 3. See you soon. So if you pick number 3, this one's for you. Thank you for staying with me. My name's David Charles, international psychic medium, and this reading is called Love Messages from Spirit. Your spirit guides have got you to watch this. It's a timeless reading, which means you'll find it when it's the right time. Could be today when I make it, could be years from now. But if you've been guided to watch this reading, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, number 3. So stick with me to the end, because I tell you the best stuff at the very end. We start off with the bad stuff. As far as your love life goes, number 3, there may be some turbulence coming up. You may already be going through it. That is not a bad thing. Don't worry about that. But it means that you may go through turbulence which can sort of cause an upheaval in your love life. And it will be necessary, because it will clear out the bad stuff. I hope you understand that. If you go through turbulence or rough and tumble with your love life, or you're going through it now, it may be you're going through a divorce, or your partner's going through one, or you may be splitting up from somebody to enable your new romance to blossom. You'll know exactly what I mean, number 3. Of course, it won't apply to all of you. Just take in from this what resonates with you and ignore the rest, or pick a different stack of cards, or go to one of my other readings. I've got dozens on my channel. But there's good news coming, so let me tell you the good stuff at the end. At the moment, there's somebody irritating you. Somebody is winding you up, number 3. Could it be a friend? Could it be a competitor? And if it's not happening now, it's predicted. So don't let people upset you, because this person may do it on purpose. If you're a man, it will be a chap. If you're a girl, it will be a lady. But somebody is causing you to be upset. I think there's been the odd tear for some of you, number 3, and that is going to change soon. If you're going through a rough time, grin and bear it, because in a few months you'll look back and say, well, that was horrible, but I'm glad it happened. You'll be so pleased that it happened. I can't tell you exactly what it is, because there's a lot of you out there, but some of you are going through, or are going to go through, a bit of an emotional roller coaster, and you may not like it. This will teach you, you'll learn from it, and you'll learn that you've made mistakes along the way, and you may learn that your lover has made mistakes as well. In fact, you may learn more about him or her than you knew before. So you're actually learning from this process. If you're going through an upset, learn from it. At the same time, accept it, because you're going to move on. This is not all doom and gloom. There's news. This is second reading, by the way, with this. It's the news of a baby or a pregnancy soon. Are you pregnant, number 3? Could you be? Or is it someone you know? Or is it your girlfriend? But there's pregnancy, there's births, there's new beginnings. There's all sorts of stuff going on here, number 3. New jobs, new career, which I think applied to number 1 as well. There's somebody that cares for you, that will help you through this. Do you know who she is? I think it's a lady. This person's worried about you, number 3. There's no need for it. There's nothing scary in this reading. If you're going through turbulence, it's going to get rid of all the rubbish. I always say it's like when you put the bins out on bin day. In England, it's we put bins out on the road for the bin men, and they take away all the rubbish. That's what this turbulence reminds me of. It always does. You're getting rid of all the rubbish, and you're opening your heart for new things to come in, and they're going to. Do not let people wind you up. Somebody may be upsetting you. They may do it on purpose. They may not even know they're doing it. But there's somebody causing trouble. Listen for good news. There's good news coming. Now, some of you are going on courses or something to do with education. Some of you may work in the education sector. Or you may work with information like IT or computers or something. That's good, because I think it's linked in some way for some of you to your love life. So if you're learning or studying, it may link to your love life where there will be improvement. It can also mean, number 3, that you're teaching people. You could be a teacher, or you may be showing someone the ropes at work. You may be a gym instructor, something like that. Something like that is coming through where you're either learning or teaching or both. So it's good. The person that worries about you is a beautiful person. Male or female, it's a beautiful person. This person is concerned about you. It keeps coming back to me. Who is worrying about you? It proves that they genuinely care for you. I think that they believe you're not getting a fair crack at this romantic lark. I think they believe that you may be being used. They may be right. I'm not saying they are. But they believe that you're not being treated fairly. It could be your mum. It could be your daughter if you're a bit older. It could be the next door neighbour. But somebody may be telling you stuff that you don't want to hear. And they may be a bit worried about you, number 3. I don't see reason for it. As I said, any turbulence you go through now is brilliant. You're not liking it, but it's brilliant because it's going to get rid of all the rubbish. So expect good stuff. And if you're learning new things, it's a great time. If you're looking for work, it may be linked to your career and to your love life, as I said. If you're looking for work, look no further, because that's coming as well. I mean, that's not the case for most people these days. But I believe there's new work, excuse me, coming your way, new hobbies perhaps as well. But let's take a look, number 3, at some oracle cards and see if they tally with what I've just told you. The first, these are shuffled up, by the way. The first one's an earth card. I have to read these. I need the glasses for these. And this card is saying to me, this isn't what you expected to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. Now that tells exactly what I've been telling you. It's not what you expected to happen, but it's part of a plan by the universe, by your spirit guides. They're guiding you through this turbulence if you've got it. As I keep saying, it won't apply to all of you. Some of you won't get this turbulence at all. But if you are, the spirit guides are guiding you through it. That's why they're called guides. They're with you right now as we speak, and they're looking after you. So try to have faith. And of course, always speak to your guides. Just because they can't always reply because they can sometimes, doesn't mean they can't hear you. And it's frustrating for your guides if you don't speak to them, because they can hear you. They're not always there. They can't spend all the time with you, of course. They've got to go to the spirit world. But they do pop back now and again, and they're there with you at the moment. Your main spirit guides, number 3, are guiding you. That's why you're watching this. But they're guiding you through what may be a turbulent time. It may be a time that you'll look back on, as I said, with glee, because you're glad it happened. You're being guided away from some rubbish. Let's take a look at the second oracle card. We do 4 of these. This is an earth card. I haven't seen this for a while. Drop your mask and trust what happens will help you move forward. So if you're wearing a mask, come up the other day actually, if you're wearing a mask, which means you're portraying to the world something that you're really not, or you're hiding your true self, I think the spirit world want you to stop doing that and be yourself. If people don't like it, tough, it's bad luck. You need to be yourself, number 3. As I've said so many readings, including these, you need to have some respect and love yourself. When you look in the mirror, you need to see someone you love. If you don't love yourself, no one can love you, they say. I don't necessarily believe that, but you need to love yourself. So let's read that again. Drop your mask and trust that what happens will happen to help you move forward. Okay? Drop your mask and trust what's going to happen. What's going to happen to you, number 3, is preordained, and it is not bad. It's good stuff. I think if you're learning new stuff, you're learning from this reading as well. So drop the mask, be yourself, and don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about what anyone thinks. Relatives, friends, people at work, it's not any of their business. And if they're not talking about you, they'll be talking about somebody else. So don't take any notice. Let's take a look at another oracle card. This is a water card. Oh, beautiful. This one always reminds me of the Canadian Rockies and Lake Louise and places like that. Can you see that there? It's a beautiful card. You may have desired to move on and search for something more meaningful. Well, this turbulence may involve that. You may think about moving on. You may be searching for something more meaningful. I don't think you should do anything in a hurry like that. I think just because it's saying you're thinking of it doesn't mean you're doing it. You may have a desire to move on and search for something more meaningful. I think you should wait a while because the reading is so good that I think things will improve for you. If it doesn't happen a month or two, maybe then consider moving on and search for something that you're looking for inside. But as so often with these readings, what you want and what you need may be right next to you, staring you in the face. You may not be seeing it, you may be ignoring it, and you've already got it. So don't search for something, not just yet anyway, unless you feel that you really got to move on. I would just stay as you are for the moment. It says again, you have a desire to move on and search for something more meaningful. This reading is meaningful. That's why I'm saying don't do that yet, just because you desire to. If nothing changes in a while, maybe then. But you can have a reading with me at davidcharlespsychic.com. Give me a call. Go to my website. You can book me there. If not, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're very good because I only pick the best. Now, this is the 4th one. This is an air card. A beautiful tree. Looks like snow. I'm sure it's not real, is it? What do you think? This card is saying, this air card is saying, show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. So, it's saying again really, isn't it? Appreciate what you have. I think it's saying to you, appreciate what you have and stop looking for something else because you've got it. Of course you've got difficulties. Everybody has difficulties. Even multi-millionaires have problems. But the main thing to look at here for, number 3, is you have something you're looking for is right under your nose and you're not seeing it. Think about it. I'm sure you'll know what I mean. I can see it in your eyes. You know what I mean, number 3. I can see you. Yeah, I can. I can feel you as well. So what you have here, number 3, is a reading on optimism, really. I think it feels bad for some of you. It feels like you're going through a tough time, and you probably are, some of you. But this tough time is required to get rid of all the rubbish, to remove it, to help you to move forward into a phase of your life that you desire. I always say your life is like a book with so many chapters. Some people have more chapters than others. And sometimes you get to the end of a chapter and you're reading this book and you close the chapter. It's quite sad, but now you've got this new chapter to look forward to. And when you open it up, all kinds of new stuff is coming. So don't be despairing if you can help it. If you're sad, remember what I told you, the sadness is going. If you've had a few tears, that is going to stop soon. I think, number 3, that this is a positive, the word is optimistic, because it's looking forward. That's what fortune telling is, isn't it? Predictions are looking forward. I think it looks good, number 3, and I think you need to be grateful for what the universe has given you, as it said. I don't think they're giving you needle saying that. Show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. You will become inspired. Instead of feeling gloomy and down in the dumps, number 3, you will feel inspired soon. I hope this reading has sparked that off inside you, and I hope you enjoyed it, because I'm so glad you stayed with me till the end, because I always keep the best till the end. And if you would please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Click the like button for me, because it does help. Make some comments below. If you ask questions down there, I'll answer them for you. If you want to contact me privately, you can email me on my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll answer in private. And you can book me for a reading there if I'm free. If not, my team will help you that work for me. I only pick the best, so they're good. Please share me with your friends. And thank you so much for watching. We will now get ready for number 4. Well, if you chose number 4, this one's for you. Let's take a look. This is called Love Messages from Spirit. The love messages for you, number 4, from the spirit world are here for you. And if you watch this, it's a timeless reading, which means the spirits will get it ready for you when you're ready. It could be today, it could be 5 years from now. And if you're watching this, number 4, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, I'm sure. I'll tell you the good stuff at the end and the bad stuff now to begin with. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and click the bell icon to be notified every time I release new videos, which is every 2 days usually. So, number 4, you've got some interesting stuff here. It's not a lovey-dovey reading, but I think you know that. I think your love life is pretty much sorted out. But you have some good stuff. I'll tell you the good stuff at the end. At the moment, I think you're feeling torn. I think you may, some of you, not all of you, but some of you may be trying to be with 2 people at once. And some of you may find that your person we're looking at, your person of interest we'll call them, they might be trying to be with 2 people at once. So it could be both of you, it could be one of you, but I don't see this as a straightforward reading, although there's nothing wrong with it. I think some of you are being torn between 2 areas, between A and B. So you may have someone you need to free yourself from before you can move on to the one you want to be with, or it could be that your partner, your lover, is the same. So there are things to be sorted out here, number 4, sorry. And I think they will be, because the world is your oyster. The reading shows optimism, and you've got to look forward to something really good. At the moment, it's all about offers. People are offering you things. I think people see you as a good catch. So you may find that you're being offered dates and romance, and it's good for your ego, it's good for the way you feel, but it's not good for your romance at the moment. So if that's happening, you need to think carefully about that before you do it. If, for instance, the 2 of you are a bit not on very good terms at the moment, it doesn't mean that that's a signal for you to start dating other people, I'm afraid. You can do, but I wouldn't recommend it, because you could spoil things. And it can be, of course, if you're not seeing eye to eye with your lover, that they may be offered dates as well and things from other people. There's a lot of confusion in this reading, number 4. I think you and your partner, your lover, are getting mixed messages. I think you're giving off mixed messages. I think mixed messages are all over this, that there's misunderstandings that could be sorted out if only you could sit down alone, together, not on the phone, not texting, but sit down together and sort out things. Because I think he may have said something you misunderstood, or she, or you may have said something that they misunderstood, and you're at cross purposes. You're both all over the place. Your yin and yang is out as well, number 4. yin and yang, often mentioned by acupuncturists and people like that. These are the energies that flow through all of us. I would say, like when you put a plug on an electrical appliance, red wires, blue wires, all the different coloured wires, positive and negative. If these energies are out of balance, you will feel that you're trying to be in 10 places at once, let alone 2 places at once, and you can't do that. So number 4, you're trying to please all of the people all of the time, and you can't do that either. You're always trying to please everybody, and you can't do it. They'll have to look after themselves for a while, because it seems to me that you're in demand all the time. People are coming at you all the time, maybe for advice. Maybe they see you as a local counsellor at work. You can help them with all their problems, and you can. I think it was number 1 we had this, but you're really not in a state to do that at the moment, number 4. I think you've got your own things to balance out, your own yin and yang to sort out. Yin and yang will cause stress if it's not balanced, and an unbalanced yin and yang causes stress, and stress will cause an imbalanced yin and yang. So you get a vicious cycle. I think some of you are struggling with money, which is, I know it's a different subject, but it will affect your love life. The messages from Spirit here are about love. This is a love reading. But struggling with finance or having to do a balancing act with your finances will not help your love life. So that's going to stop soon, don't worry. It is going to end soon. Things will get better with that. I also see, although we're in the middle of the COVID-19 outbreak, that there may be booking of travel, maybe holiday bookings. So it depends when you watch this. You may watch this long after COVID has gone away. But I think you're thinking of moving for a holiday, and you may, with your love life, be thinking of moving house. This can mean moving in with each other. Of course, it can also mean moving out from each other. But I think it means moving in with each other or going for holidays with each other. And you're packing up this misunderstanding. I think you're at cross purposes. And I think it's a shame, it's a real shame, if that is what's happening. I keep repeating, it won't apply to all of you. Number 4, so take in what resonates and ignore the rest, and pick a different pack of cards or go to my other readings, and I've got dozens of them. I think you've got so much coming your way. It's almost as if you could choose anything you want and you can take it. It's like you've gone in a sweet shop and you can pick anything. They say, pick anything you want. That's how your life is heading. That's the way you're heading to. The world is your oyster, as they say. You can dip in and have a basin full of anywhere you want. I think once your finances are sorted out, you'll be fine. I think when the 2 of you sort out your difficulties, it will help with your finances. So bear that in mind. You've got to stop trying to please all the people all the time. Number 4, because you'll never do it. I know people say you'll never do it, but you really will never do it. And so you need to be a little bit more selfish, if you can, to spend some time thinking about you, number 4. You're also, I believe, having to juggle with your emotions. Again, it's telling me that there may be 2 people involved here. You may still have feelings for an ex-lover, or an ex-lover may still have feelings for you, and there's links to not going back to the past, but it may be that you still have feelings for somebody from the past. Could that be why there's this confusion, I wonder? Could your present lover think that you're still devoting too much time thinking about your past lovers or lover? It's all about love, and there's confusion. I know you know what I mean. I can see it in your eyes, number 4. Yes, I can see your eyes. I can feel you as well. But I'm only joking, of course. But what you have here, number 4, is some confusion around the way you feel. Sometimes I don't think you know your own feelings. I don't think you're sure whether you're in love with this person or not. I believe you are, but some days it feels like you may want to just excuse me, pack it all in and walk away. That's not a good idea either. You need to sort it out. We'll do some oracle cards in a moment, see if they back up this, but at the moment you can't please all the people all the time. If your love is linked to your work, that's a good thing. Normally I would say that's not a good thing, but in your case, it is. If you work together, it's not a bad thing. But it's bad if you see each other too much all day long. The person we're looking at may be linked to your work. He may be someone who pops in and out of your work. It could be your boss as well. It could be that you're the boss of him or her. But looking at this, if you can get this sorted out and less confusion, less being at cross purposes, because that's what you are, this will be fantastic. I know it will. Let's take a look at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've said. They're all shuffled here. And this first one looks like an earth card. Need the old glasses for this. Blossom. Can you see that beautiful blossom picture? Must be taken in the springtime. This is saying to me, the harder you climb, the better the view at the end. Your reward is coming. I mean, that's bang on, isn't it? What I've told you. You're struggling a bit at the moment. The harder you climb, the better the reward will be at the end. So it means to me that it's well worth the effort to put it right if it's going wrong. And it may not be going wrong for all of you, but if it feels like you're at cross purposes, you may be falling out for nothing at all. And this could be ahead of you as well. So don't let that happen. Make sure you know what each other's on about all the time. The harder you climb, the better the view will be at the end. Your reward is coming. Your reward is coming, number 4. Okay, I hope you got that. Let's have a look at another one. This is an air card. Looks like Devon, where I am in beautiful England. Gorgeous Devon by the sea. This one's saying, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. This is telling me, number 4, that your confidence is not as high as it was. This has happened with one of the other readings as well, number 3 I think it was. You need your self-confidence back. Why have you lost your self-confidence? Once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will grow. Your self-worth is there because that's why everybody likes to talk to you. So you need to value yourself. It seems to come up in every reading today. Your self-worth. You're worth a fortune, number 4. You're worth a fortune to everyone. You're a special person. Do not ever not believe that. So number 4, realize your self-worth. Your confidence will come back. You need confidence. You need to believe in yourself. You're good. You're very good. Let's take a look at another one. You get 4 of these. I usually do 4 of these. It's a water card. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. How often we hear that in psychic readings. Get rid of all the rubbish. You know what I mean, because I mentioned you maybe still have feelings for an ex. Don't hurt anybody or you'll get karma, but remove the old stuff and make way for the new. It comes up in all sorts of psychic readings. It's always the same thing. You can't progress if you're dragging baggage from the past. Let's read it again. It's time to get rid of the old and worn out, so that the new can come in. So your old lover, the feelings for him or her may be worn out, and it may be time to stay friendly, but move on, number 4. Allow the new stuff to come in. Enjoy the new stuff. Embrace your future. Embrace your future. Enjoy it. One more card. It's a fire card. That's original, depicted by lots of candles. See? This card is saying you've come into your own, continue and move forward. Well, once you get your confidence back, you'll come into your own. And it's saying exactly what I've just told you. Move forwards. Go forwards with enthusiasm and excitement, not backwards with doom and gloom. The past is gone, number 4. You've got some great stuff coming. I told you it was good at the end. And I think you've got some really good stuff. Get rid of the confusion around your love life with each other. Try and sort things out so that you know what he's on about or she's on about and he knows what you're talking about. Sorry about my English accent. Sure you know what it means in America, wherever you are. But sort out confusion, number 4. Look to the future. Let go of the past. That's what we've been told here. Let go of the past. Your spirit guides have got you to watch this. They want you to let go of the past. To move on with excitement it's a very optimistic future. There'll be ups and downs. Everyone gets ups and downs. But you can always look at my other readings or call me for a psychic reading on the telephone. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, my website. You can book me on there, or you can email me there if you want a private answer. If I'm not free on my website, one of the team that work for me will help you, and they're the best because I only choose the best. They won't get to work for me otherwise. They're the elite. And please subscribe and click the like button, that thumbs up thing, and click the bell icon if you want to be informed when I release new videos every 2 days usually. But number 4, you've got some good stuff here. And I hope you'll make some comments below. If you want to ask me questions below, please do. I'll answer all of them. Thank you so much for watching. A special welcome to you. Thank you if you're all on your own watching this, if you're lonely. It does mean a lot to me. I appreciate you taking the trouble to watch these videos. My name is David Charles. I'm going to say goodbye now. And thank you for watching. Catch you later. Bye-bye.